Hey guys, welcome back. Please hit the like and subscribe buttons, and let's get straight into it. Am I the idiot for refusing to share my lottery winnings with my estranged father who just came back into my life? I, 34 male, recently won a significant amount of money in the lottery. It was a life-changing event, and I've been careful about how I handle this windfall. I've only told a few close friends and family members, as I want to avoid any unnecessary attention or pressure. My parents divorced when I was very young, and my father, whom I'll call Mark, left shortly after and had little to do with me growing up. My mother raised me single-handedly, and I've always been closer to her side of the family. Mark reached out sporadically over the years, but his efforts were half-hearted, and we never developed a strong bond. I harbored a lot of resentment towards him for his absence during my childhood and formative years. Recently, after news of my lottery win somehow reached him, Mark has been trying to get back in touch. He's been calling and messaging, expressing a desire to reconnect and be a part of my life. While part of me is curious about him, I'm also skeptical of his timing and intentions. Mark's attempts to reconnect escalated quickly. He started by sending messages and calling, reminiscing about the past and expressing regret over not being there for me. Initially, I was cautious but polite, responding minimally without committing to any form of relationship. However, things took a turn when Mark openly asked if I would be willing to share some of my lottery winnings with him. He talked about his financial struggles, how he had always felt guilty about the past, and how this money could be a way for us to start anew. He even suggested that helping him financially could be a form of closure for both of us. I was taken aback by his request. It felt like a confirmation of my suspicions that his sudden interest in rekindling our relationship was motivated by my newfound wealth. I confronted him about this, expressing how his absence had impacted my life and that his request for money made his intentions seem disingenuous. Mark became defensive, arguing that as my father, he had a right to a portion of my winnings and that I owed him for the times he was there during my early childhood. He claimed that he had always cared about me and that the money could help mend our broken relationship. I found his arguments hard to digest. The conversation ended with me firmly stating that I was not comfortable giving him money and that his approach had only further damaged the possibility of any future relationship. I needed time to process this interaction and what it meant for any potential relationship with my father. Following the confrontation with Mark, I was left with a mix of emotions. I felt angry, disappointed, and somewhat guilty, wondering if I was being too harsh. However, after discussing it with my mother and close friends, they all supported my decision. They reminded me that a genuine desire to rebuild our relationship wouldn't come with financial strings attached. Word of my refusal to share the lottery winnings with Mark spread within our family. Some distant relatives, who I hadn't heard from in years, reached out to express their opinions. A few suggested that I should reconsider, citing family loyalty and the importance of forgiveness. Others commended my decision, acknowledging Mark's absence in my life and agreeing that his request was inappropriate. Mark's reaction to my refusal was one of anger and bitterness. He sent a few more messages, some quite hurtful, accusing me of being ungrateful and selfish. I chose not to respond, feeling that any further communication wouldn't be productive. As weeks turned into months, the situation with Mark gradually calmed down. He stopped reaching out, and I focused on planning how to use my winnings responsibly. I set up a trust fund for my future, donated to a few charities that were close to my heart, and helped my mother, who had always been there for me. This experience with Mark forced me to confront unresolved feelings about his absence in my life. It was a painful process, but it also brought clarity and reaffirmed the importance of the relationships I have with those who have been consistently present and supportive. I realized that while the lottery win was a stroke of luck, the true value in my life came from the connections and bonds I had nurtured over the years. As for Mark, I left the door open for a possible future relationship, but one not predicated on financial gain. For now, I was content with the family I had and the life I was building. So, what do you guys think? Are they the idiot? Remember to leave your thoughts and opinions in the comments. See ya.